There's a couple of age-old questions, such as, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? I believe one of those reasons is to leave this world and your community a little better place than when you found it. Peggy has achieved this purpose 10 times over. She strengthens us all and makes us dig deeper to find the best of ourselves.
The turnout tonight is pretty awesome. Peggy's probably the only one here who knows everybody, which tells you what the sphere of influence is that she's had here.
Peggy is a legend. It didn't take very long, 6 years ago, whenever I was first placed in this role, to find out that when Peggy found out that Greg Canfield had been named at that time the director of the Alabama Development Office, she said, "Who the hell is Greg Canfield? And what the hell does he know about economic development? He is a legislator." So I immediately knew that I needed to make a real good friend in Peggy Smith. So,
but I'm absolutely certain many people often ask me, why did you go to Cullman? And the very first thing that comes to my mind is Peggy Smith. She impressed warehouse management at that time with her dedication, and I'm absolutely certain that she was a very, very important reason for us to locate here.
When we passed our business cards across the table, the guy politely took his gifts back that he had given us. And I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "Peggy ain't gonna let you come here." We were shocked.
And so I found out that her employee number is number 4. And as of today, we're over 3,300. And their employee 1, 2, and 3, they're no longer with us. Yeah, and I don't mean the city. They're no longer with us.
Never had this kind of talent and success in a room like this. It's pretty special.
Dennis is an engineer. He's a civil engineer that worked for an engineering company in Birmingham. And Dennis had the responsibility of working with me to lay out the 157 sewer line all along 157 that allowed that area to really prosper and grow. So Dennis unfortunately needed kind of someone to help him carry some of the stuff he had to have to lay that line out. So I was the person that walked 157 through the creeks and up the hill. But Dennis, the very first person that connected onto that sewer was Cracker Barrel, right? And then now there are so many people out there.
So for 2 years in a row, against 575 cities, Cullman was ranked number 2. And that says a lot. But what really says more is that in a local interview, shortly after receiving that recognition for the 2nd year, Peggy was generously characterized as gracefully displaying her fiery tenacity, her Einstein-like intelligence, and genuine humility required to guide economic development in Cullman on such a nationally high-profile level. But this is what really tells you a lot about Peggy. While she was pleased that Cullman was ranked number 2, she was certainly not happy about not being number 1.
You know, it has been my great personal honor to work beside and learn from a true economic development professional, Peggy Smith. She's widely recognized as one of the best in America, not just in Alabama, not just in the Southeast, but in the country. Her success on recruiting industries has been pretty remarkable. What the community's done with the retention and growth of companies is legendary. People come from throughout the Southeast to talk to her about what is the magic in Cullman, how we've been successful, what we've done. She's always shared our best practices, even when a bunch of us told her not to. People that we were competing against, you know, but she was always willing to share her knowledge, her expertise, and it's been pretty special.
So at that time, it was kind of not female friendly. It wasn't unfriendly. It just, well, there were none of us there. So we just, you know, it was a time where I had to look around, and as I did that, the Flying 50s, that those of you in the room who are natives to Cullman, and Mr. Burt McGriff and Roy Drinker were here earlier, but they actually adopted me and helped me to move forward and told me what I needed to do to be more successful, and if I was really serious about this, the things that I needed to do to encourage me to get involved in industrial growth and industrial recruitment. And they were my mentors, and they were then and they still are today, and I'm grateful for everything that they have done for me. And
I never saw anybody outwork her. If we didn't have anything to do, she worked us overtime looking for something. When we were eliminated from a project, we spent hours going over what took us out. When we won a project, we spent hours going over how the hell we won it and how to make sure we did that the next time. It was just something special.
I would like to say to you, you've asked about my future plans. For those of you from the Chamber of Commerce, let me say that I have been offered a great segue into the future. I will be working with the Chamber of Commerce in the 5-year Converging for Success plan. So what does that mean? I think it really means that I'm going to move at a time to be partnering, I hope, very sincerely with the city and the county and the city ID and the county ID and Wallace State College and all of us together to look at our community and find even more ways to do things together and move forward. So I'm grateful for the opportunity the Chamber's offered. And it's interesting because this mission is taking me back, Big Dot, to where I started. And I started with the community development, and that's kind of where I'm going back to. So I think there is some exciting things. I'm not leaving, just moving a few blocks down the street.